4, 3, 2, 1. Level up, level up, level up, level up, level up.
Hey guys, welcome to Level Up with Lydia. I'm your host, Lydia Navo, and I'm really excited about today's episode because we have someone here today that I met through the gym, if you can't tell. I met through the gym and learned about what he did, and it's really incredible. The little that I know, I'm about to find out a lot more, but the little that I know, how fast you've grown and what you do, I'm really excited for you to share some of that growth with us and knowledge. And so welcome, Rick, to the show.
Thank you very much.
Rick is with Optimal Balance Pharmacy, correct?
That is correct.
Yes. And where are you located, just so people know?
We're on 1960 in Kirkendall, North Houston, Spring area.
Awesome. But let's just start with what do you do? What do you do? What do you guys produce? And who do you service? Let's start there.
So we're a 503A pharmacy, which that means is that we're patient specific.
Okay.
So every medication that comes through has to have a patient name, date of birth, whatever they want to put else on top of that. We do weight loss, semaglutides, tirzepatide. We do hormones. The number one thing we're doing right now that's kind of sets us apart is our peptide offering.
Mm-hmm.
Peptides are blowing up right now.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are doing the research grade stuff. And you don't really know what the testing is on that. You never know the potency, what you're actually getting. And so getting it from a 503A pharmacy is good because everything is regulated properly, tested properly. It's just, you're getting a safe, effective product that way.
Yeah. And I've been to the facility and it is insane. And I know you've even grown since I've been, which was like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So how did you get started in it, right? Because you own the pharmacy, you're a part owner and the pharmacy are owner.
Yeah.
How did you actually get started in, I'm gonna have my own? How did I get here?
So I met with a gentleman. I had a booth set up. My other company is called Houston Regen Consultant. So I do stem cells, exosome consulting for doctors across the country. And I had a booth at a bodybuilding show. He came up and he talked about his compounding pharmacy. It was very small at the time. So he just needed some people to come in and help him build a bigger one, grow it out. And so we just went over some numbers and jumped right in. I mean, really it was like a 1 month discussion and we were done.
Nice.
We started building.
I understand that. We were the same way with Derek and I. We were 1 month in. We're like, we know we should partner together and do this. So we understand that. What was your background before that? Before even getting started in the pharmacy?
Well, the pharmacy I'll go back further. I was a personal trainer for about 20 years.
Okay.
Went from there to oil and gas for about 2 years. And then the downturn happened. I had to move on. So I went to medical. I did spine instrumentation, sales for mainly adolescent scoliosis surgeries.
Okay.
So it was really fulfilling getting to help these kids straighten their backs out. That company got acquired by Stryker. I don't like the big corporate entities. So I moved on to start my company with the stem cells and exosomes and things like that. For about 8 years, I've been doing that. And then it just seemed like a natural progression with all the hormones, vitamins, all the things that we can offer with the stem cell approach. It just made sense. So it was an easy transition.
And you still have both companies?
Correct.
Okay. And the pharmacy, how long have you been owner in that?
We just hit about 2.5 years.
Okay. So I would say that's a new business still.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And how much have y'all grown in that 2.5 years?
So when we first started, we had 5,000 square feet. 9 employees, myself, I was the one filling the scripts.
Okay.
In the beginning, that next year, around that same time, so we opened in September, right? And the next September, we had roughly 20 to 25 employees. And then things just started taking off. So we realized last year in June, we had around 45 employees. We added 3,500 square feet to the building, just put more computers, more personnel in there. And it didn't take 3 months after that, we realized we needed to go bigger. So we just expanded another 6,000 square feet on top of that.
Awesome. So where are you guys at now?
16,000 square feet, 93 employees in-house, 9 pharmacists. We have a full sterile compounding team, a full non-sterile compounding team. It's a compliance officer that lives in-house, which is not normal.
Yeah.
She's there. She's an ex-state board inspector, so she keeps us compliant from top to bottom all day.
Awesome.
So it's been great. I mean,
so from 9 to 90 something employees in 2.5 years, basically.
Yeah.
How is that's one thing that I talk to business owners a lot, that fast growth can also kill a business, right?
Mhm.
That's definitely something to look out for. So how have you guys been able to scale so fast and still be successful?
Right. In the beginning, we had to learn what to do, right? We were growing fast and you wanted to generate revenue and profit. But I realized really quickly that our turnaround times were getting bad. So
Mhm.
when you put your prescription in, I like to keep it 24 to 48 hours. And we were getting about 7 to 10 days at one
Ooh,
point.
okay.
We did have some issues with some AC going to our clean room that affected that. So it put us behind pretty bad last summer. So what we do is we just stop taking new business. We'll stop for a month, month and a half, 3 months sometimes, hire new personnel, get them trained, get everybody moving again. That way our current customers get the proper service they need.
Yeah.
And then we start bringing back in new business. And we've done that about 4 times over 2.5 years.
Okay. And do you find that when you start taking on new business, it's there again, obviously,
Mhm.
for you? Yeah. And I think that's something that business owners, though, they have a fear of is that if I don't take this customer now, I'm never going to get them or another customer in the future.
Yeah, and that's something just you learn, like, that person wants to do business with you, they'll wait.
Yeah.
And if they won't, they're not the right business partner for you.
Sure.
Yeah. So you just got to learn to accept that. It's hard to tell the reps that are trying to sell and make money that, hey, we can't onboard them right now because they want to make money. But in the long run, you have to educate them that if we don't do this now, the current business you have with us will
They're
go
gonna be
away.
gone. Yeah.
So you're going to make less money if I don't do this
Yeah.
in the long run.
Yeah.
And a lot of our guys we work with now are very seasoned reps. They get it. They understand. They're not always happy, but they get it.
Yeah.
But we have some exceptional reps out in the field.
That's awesome. And is that how majority or how you've grown your business the most as far as like the marketing standpoint? Because that's another thing is yes, internally we have to have all the systems in place and training and maybe stop taking business, but externally, how are you even getting the customers?
Yeah, in the beginning, it was kind of me and my network from my stem cell company. We brought that in. One of my other business partners had some. He owned a retail pharmacy, a small one, so we had some people we could reach out to. And then we just brought in a few reps in the beginning, guys that had worked for me before, and it started taking off. And the next thing you know, everybody wants to work for us.
That's awesome.
So it's grown really fast. We have people from other very big pharmacies that you would know the names of that leave there to come work for us because we just have a good culture.
That's awesome.
We treat our people good. So,
Tell us more about that culture. How do you build good culture in a business that big, especially?
well, one thing we do is we pay our reps really well, right? We're probably 3 times the national average on
Oh wow.
commission points, and I think what happens a lot of time in big businesses when people grow, they start making money, they lose themselves, right? They become a different person. They become, for lack of a better word, an asshole,
Yeah.
right? And that's something that I'll never do, and my partner as well. Like we take care of our people. We have people in our internal staff as well. I've had people that are on hard times,
Mhm.
and if they need help, I financially help them. Right? I don't want anybody to be without at any point, and so our people know that, and we celebrate every employee's birthday at the pharmacy. We buy a cake.
It's a lot of
Say
birthdays in a year.
It's
a
going to
lot
be
of
a little.
cakes.
Now we're starting to group them by
Yeah.
weeks. You know.
Yeah. Soon it'll be months. Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's a lot, but we try to make sure that we always take care of everybody that works for us.
Yeah.
And just hearing some of the stories that some of the guys that work for me, how they were on such hard times at certain points in their life, and they're just like thankful for the opportunity. They've gotten out of extreme debt. Some people actually were on the verge of suicide because of their financial issues, and they just tell me thank you all the time. And I said, look, this is not me.
Yeah.
This is you going out and doing it. I'm just giving you a platform to do it, you know? And so it's so rewarding.
Yeah.
That part of it to me is crazy how appreciative people could be.
Yeah.
You know, so we try to just keep that culture alive and we'll never change.
Yeah. Well, and it all stems from you guys as owners to be able to have that grace with your team members. Well, then they're going to, in turn, once they're in a financially stable or, mentally stable places, they're going to return it to their coworkers as well. Right.
Yeah.
And so it's just this whole culture aspect. I love that. And you mentioned, so when we're talking about, growing the business, yes, you have a good culture. You're making sure that you're not only your team member, but your clients are taken care of. But growing the business, you mentioned something about marketing earlier that I was like, man, my clients just don't understand this. And I guess you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So getting in front of large groups any chance you can is important. And sometimes that's can be very expensive. I think we were talking about with a big group that we work with, they allowed us to bring in a booth one year to be, kind of a sponsored vendor. They didn't charge us. I got to speak at their event. We built a good relationship. The next year was $5,000 to have the booth there. Same thing. I taught some of the courses there. And then this year, our cost is significantly higher to be the title sponsor. And it's not really, we don't look at it as, it's an investment, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's such an easy decision when you know the return is going to be.
Yeah.
Now, in the beginning, you don't know what your return is going to be, and it can be scary. And but if you don't take those risks, you'll never grow.
Yeah, I think that's so important because people see the dollar sign, and that's all they see is what's going out, and they don't think about, well, if I were to spend this money, what am I getting in return? And even if it is over $100,000 for a booth, are you going to make that back? You're probably going to make that back pretty quickly with a couple deals that you make there, right?
Yeah.
And so it's about the return on investment. And I don't think people understand that enough, even though it is thrown at them all the time.
No, any opportunity we can to go put a booth up at a show, like A4M is the largest show in the world.
Okay.
There was the vendor area is roughly 3 football fields and just stacked next to each other.
That's
just
insane.
booth. And we were in the very far back corner because I did it at the last minute. And I thought there's no way we're going to be able to get enough traction to do this. And it wasn't super expensive to do that booth. But what I realized is that booth I was looking at had a dollar sign on it. They were doing a $15,000 giveaway at this event. So if I paid extra to be one of the people they had to get a sticker from, then they have to come to my booth to win that prize.
Yeah.
And so I paid extra for that. And I was there at that event, working for the other company I represent in the middle, a 2-story venue booth right in the middle of this whole place. And we had about 180 people come to our booth. We scanned their badges. Ours was in the Optimal Balance was in the far right corner. I mean, talking like in the far corner as you can be.
Yeah.
And we had 280 people come through.
Oh, wow. Just because you had that extra little.
Because we spent that extra money, got that little dollar sign thing on there. So everybody came to the booth. It was really cool.
And I think I wasn't going to ask you this, but I guess it's a lot of people do trade shows or think about trade shows for their business. What are some other tips you have for making a trade show booth most effective besides, like you said, additional investments to get people there?
I think the first couple booths we did, we just had very strict information on our products, nothing fancy, anything like that. Having good little free giveaway stuff. Make people want to walk up to your booth and grab that free item and then engage with them.
Yeah.
What I always do is I try to make it a joke when they come up.
Okay.
Be like, oh, you're just taking my stuff and running?
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, well, I'll talk to you. And then next thing you know, you're engaged in an hour-long conversation with them. And they really want to learn about what you do. And they see the benefit of it. And then they're a customer for life.
Yeah. Okay.
Just because you paid $1 for a squish ball. Right.
Yeah. People love free, cheap stuff.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Our marketing material actually for that event was almost double what it was to
sponsor it,
just to have the booth.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of money on that stuff just to draw people in.
Yeah. But again, you understand the return.
Yeah.
On it for sure. Okay. So let's go back to like the business side of things. So grew really fast. What's the next steps for your business?
We're trying to bring in as much automation as we can. There's only so much personnel you can put in a building, right? And we expanded that 6,000 square feet, and we're almost full.
Oh, yeah.
Right. We can bring in about 20 more employees. We put in some cubicles for some more employees for more direct customer service. Our larger accounts will have a direct contact to talk to. We have a call center in the Philippines right now.
Okay.
So when you call the pharmacy, they answer it, and they have access to our software. They can check things. And if it needs to be progressed, they move it into the pharmacy.
Okay.
So we want to put more people in the pharmacy where those ideal clients can call directly to that one person. They know that person. Right. Their whole group nationwide knows that person. They call. They get a very quick turnaround on their responses. Automation on our filling of vials, our capsules, everything we're bringing in. We're bringing in AI bots to help processing scripts. And this is all very expensive
I was
investments.
going to say, it's more investments that you're,
Yeah, but we know that if we don't do it now, we're just going to be crawling,
Mhm.
and we're gonna fail.
Yeah.
Right. So we have to get above and beyond, overhire, get the people there, so we don't have those slowdowns again.
Yeah. Okay. And I remember you saying when I met at your facility,
Yeah. Pharmacy.
pharmacy facility, whatever. When I met there, we were talking about, I think there's one time, and you're gonna have to actually tell the story, but like one time something with like trizempatide or something happened, and your revenue went like where it was about to go down like $1 million a month or something like crazy.
Yeah.
How do you handle that as a business owner?
Well, you have to immediately go into how do I fix this?
Yeah.
Right. And you also have to be okay with what's going to happen. Right. If you're not okay with it mentally, you have to just tell yourself, no matter what happens right now, I'm going to make this work.
Uh-huh.
If you can't do that mentally, that kind of business might not be for you.
Yeah.
Honestly. But what happened was, the tirzepatide, people heard about it going on a short list.
Uh-huh.
So what happens is when the FDA approves a drug and that manufacturer can't produce enough of that product for patients to get it, it's on back order.
Right.
It goes on the short list. That's when compounding pharmacies can come in and make it.
Okay.
Well, it came off the short list, which we thought immediately it was going to be gone. But we found workarounds where we made our drugs more patient specific. We found out that there's side effects to these medications, and if you do it twice weekly instead of once weekly, we can mitigate those side effects. So we changed our formulary, we changed our dosing, everything like that to be compliant, and we just kept moving.
That's awesome. Yeah, so you have to be I like that mindset. A lot of people go, "Oh my God, I'm going like my revenue is going to take a hit," and then they just wallow in that, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like this poor me. And you guys were immediately just like, "Let's just okay, cool. Like
Let's fix
that
it.
sucks, but let's fix it and move
Yeah.
forward."
And if we weren't able to fix it in that point, what we would have done is just let's target our marketing somewhere else.
Yeah.
Let's go in a different route.
For as big as a company and how fast you guys are growing, how much time do you spend on actually like working on the business versus like in the business? So like planning, education versus actually in the business with the team doing trainings and stuff.
It's probably about 50-50
Okay.
right now. I'm in there more so now, making sure everything's running smoothly, right? I have a very good team around me that does the logistics, the paperwork, all these different things that I'm not good at. I'm not
Sure.
very organized. I'm good at figuring things out, but I'm not good at planning and organizing, right?
Big picture, now you make it work. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm there every day, and everybody knows that they have to. Everyone there relies on me to make sure everything is functioning properly. So I'm always there every day
How does
that I
that
can
feel?
be. That is overwhelming.
Yeah.
Honestly. When you have 91 employees now that if you fail, they have to go find a job somewhere else, or maybe they don't have a job. So that's another driver for me, is I now feel obligated to take care of these people. So my goal is to make sure that everything we do, these people not only have a good job and are supported, but they can grow with us.
Mhm.
They can make more revenue. They can earn new positions, new titles, advance their career. And if they want to go somewhere else down the road and advance their career further, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Go do something else. If it's better for you and your family, I'm never going to stop them.
Yeah.
But I want to give them the tools to be able to do that.
Yeah. I think that's super important. And I mention that a lot whenever I'm coaching companies on hiring you're not hiring for that position. You're hiring for that position plus the opportunity to move forward. Everybody needs to see the path in the company to stay for life, or else they won't stay for life.
Right.
It will be a quick turnaround position. How do you do your hiring by chance? If you're doing that much that fast, like how do you typically hire?
Well, we hired a director of operations a few years ago. Her name's Dana, and she ran the endocrine center for 15 years.
Okay.
So she knows how to run a business very
Awesome.
well. So we brought her in, and that was a very big investment for us. Her salary's not small, but she's very good at that. Me and my business partner still do a lot of the interviews as well with her. We just want to make sure not only are they qualified, but do they culturally fit with us? Sometimes they don't.
So important.
Like
'Cause you
their
can teach
credentials
skill.
are crazy,
Yeah.
but they won't.
And I always teach it too. You got to hire based on, personality, behavioral style, culture, because you can teach a skill. They might not be the best skilled one, but you could teach that. And especially if you have good systems in place, which it sounds like you guys do and have, that's always something that can just be taught. How do you manage this business and another business and a family And you have hobbies of gym and whatnot. So how do you manage all of that?
Sometimes poorly, to be
Okay.
honest with you. Um, I like to be in control of things. It's a hard thing is when you've built something yourself, like my other business, it was just me, right? I had a few reps, pardon me, throughout the country, but it was just me. I was in charge of everything because I work my way into being direct to those companies,
Okay.
not like another person in between us,
Sure.
right?
How big is that company now, though?
It's, I mean, the most we've done in a year revenue wise is probably about 500 to 600,000
Okay.
a year. I mean, I still have reps everywhere. What's great about it is a lot of the reps I have now for the pharmacy are now selling those products as well.
Gotcha.
But basically, I had to let go of things.
Mhm.
Find somebody just simply, which is my little brother, who does my billing and ordering for that company. So most of the time, I don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
So I put him in touch with the doctors. They need to order. They just simply text him what they need, and we get it done.
Cool.
So that's been a big help. And the pharmacy is just hiring more people. When we started, I had an assistant. I had just hired a young girl. The pharmacy started doing some things, so I had to put her in the pharmacy. She went full time there, and now she's a sales rep for us. I hired another assistant right after that. Same thing. Slowly integrated her. Now she's probably one of the most important people in our pharmacy.
Okay.
So just hiring people and putting them where they need to go, where it fits for your
And
company.
being able to give up a little bit of control.
A lot of control.
A lot of control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I stay super in control of now is the pricing of the products.
Okay.
So everyone has to come to me to get pricing approved if we want to do special pricing for larger clients.
Okay.
That's the only thing I keep in charge of because that's the most important part.
Yeah.
Is revenue. So
Yeah, that's true. And so you have those businesses and then family as well, hobbies. So how does that fit into all of this? How do you make it work?
You just have to keep moving.
Mhm.
You know, like I have two kids. I have a 4-year-old daughter and a 9-year-old son. They're both playing baseball, which I've been my son's coach for the past couple seasons. So that's another responsibility.
Yeah.
I'm always going to be out there to help if they need help, but being the coach, you have to do a little more planning and stuff. And so I've had to give up that side of it.
Okay.
I show up for practice. If the coach wants me to come out there and help him, I will. But, and I'd like my son to go out on his own and do his own thing.
Sure.
And I have his daddy there the whole time.
But show up for them and support.
Yeah. And then, you know, one thing I think is the most important when you have a small business like this that I'll be honest, I completely fail at is your marriage and doing date nights with your wife, things like that. I'm so consumed with the business and taking care of my kids that sometimes that gets neglected.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing I'm trying to work on right now.
That's awesome. I think it's noticing that and then being aware of it and working through it. But it's so common. And that's why I always ask that personal question is because that's one of the most common things is something is taking a hit a lot of times with business owners. Either the business isn't running well and I have a great family personal life, or my business is going really successfully and my personal life sucks.
Yeah.
It's usually one or the other. It's very, very rarely both of them are doing just fantastic and swimming well. So
yeah, my wife is an attorney, so she works full time as well. So it's give and take.
Yeah.
And even though I have all this big stuff overhead that I have to take care of, sometimes I got to go pick up the kids. Sometimes I have to take off and do things. There's nothing I can do about it, you know, because she has to do her job as well.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of compromise for sure.
What's been the biggest challenge in the past, well, I guess 8 years of having a business, but 2.5 years of the pharmacy? What's been the biggest challenge for you?
Is figuring out the next steps on everything that we do. The pharmacy for me, I had no experience in pharmacy. I know drugs and how they work in the body and hormones and all that kind of stuff from my bodybuilding days and all that. So that side of it is easy for me, the science side of it, but the actual like full on business where you have insurance and benefits for I had no idea how to do that, honestly. My other side, I just paid 1099 employees.
Sure.
They had their own stuff, right? So the biggest thing for me was just figuring out how to do all this stuff.
Learn the business side. And how did you learn it?
Well, I think the most important thing you can do as a business owner is realize that you're not good at everything. You're not good at a lot of things. You're probably really good at one thing.
Yeah.
And you need to find people that are good at those things.
Yeah.
Whether it's a consultant, whether it's hiring somebody that can work for you that can do those things for you, whatever it is. We have consultants, we have we try to find the highest ranked employee we can find for every position that we do.
Yeah.
And that's always possible, but making that investment in those people is the only way you're going to succeed.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to hire better than what you are, or else then why hire them?
Yeah.
Just do it yourself, right?
Yeah.
Right?
If you see my desktop of my computer, you realize how unorganized I am.
Okay.
It looks like a bomb went off, right? And the people that work for me, their stuff is so organized, it's sickening. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, when do you have time to do that?
Yeah. Like, I live like this.
I clean it up on the airplane when I'm flying somewhere.
Yeah.
I'll clean up my desktop and try to organize a little bit, but
I just randomly factory reset everything and hope for the best. No. Maybe. I don't know. I did have to factory reset my phone recently. I was like, this is terrible.
well, people always give me a hard time. When they're looking over my shoulder, looking at my computer, they'll look at my inbox. You know, it
Oh, you're one of
shows-
those people.
I think the last time I looked, it was 180,000 unchecked emails.
Just delete them at that point.
Yeah.
I'm just like, just delete them. If you
Yeah.
haven't read them, you're not going to
Start
read
over.
them.
Yeah.
Just start. It'll probably be like that tomorrow, though. Okay, that's actually interesting. So you have, obviously you're super busy with everything, and you have 100 and whatever, 80,000 unread emails. How do you prioritize what needs to get done on a daily basis?
That is actually one of the most difficult things. I have a lot of things on my list that I need to do, and then I get blown up all day. You can ask anybody that comes to the pharmacy. They'll come to visit, and they're like, man, you are literally getting pulled every direction all day, every day. So having to sit down on my computer, find time to respond to different things and work on stuff, as opposed to fixing something that's going on in the pharmacy, it's actually impossible at this point.
Okay.
Right. So I'm having to hire another assistant to come in and kind of help me with the clerical stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the hardest thing for me, is just keeping up with all that stuff daily.
That's the most common thing that I hear all the time is, I have so much to do, and yet there's 18 phone calls coming in the hour that I plan to do this, right? And I think what you said just hit the nail on the head is hire somebody to help you, right?
Yeah.
Don't try and keep doing it all yourself,
can't.
because it's obviously not going to happen. So hire the right people. And I think people are so so scared to hire people as well.
Yeah, but if you hire those people and take that responsibility off of you, the stuff that really you're not good at, like we talked about, and just take some of the little minuscule tasks that, if you're in the middle of a project and somebody wants 30 seconds of your time, that really takes a lot more out of your time. You get unfocused on what you're doing. If you can have somebody else handle that, you can help your business grow much faster by being focused.
Yeah.
It's really probably the most important thing I can say. One of the other things I always tell people in the sales world and everything else is the number one thing I think is important is learn it's okay to be told no. You have to be able to accept that from day one. You're going to get told no a lot.
Yeah.
And so you have to be able to walk into an office, talk to a doctor, and expect them to say no.
Yeah.
And when they say yes, it's a win.
Yeah.
Right. But don't take that no as a no.
Right.
Take that no as a maybe.
Yeah. Not yet.
One of the biggest things someone ever told me, an old boss of mine in the spine world, he said, always be someone's number two, because number one's going to screw up and they're going to call number two.
Just a matter of when. Yeah.
But you need to be as number two. You need to be prepared to not only step up, but to preserve that business.
Yeah.
Not be that number one that fails later.
Yeah. And what is also important that you just said is, it's not even being okay with getting a no, it's being okay with just asking in general. I think a lot of people don't even make the effort to go out and put themselves in the position to get a no.
Yeah.
And then being okay with getting the no, right?
Yeah.
So that's taking action on it.
And I know a lot of people nowadays that do a lot of stuff online. They're reaching out to people online. They're messaging people. In my world, in the way I see things, the best thing you can do is be personal with people.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing business with somebody, go shake their hand.
Yep.
Go say hi. Build that relationship with them. Find out, what do they do in life? Their kids, whatever they have in common with you. Discuss that with them. And you'll find more often than not that people that you think are very highly respected, fancy people, they just want to talk to you about normal stuff.
Yeah. They're just humans. We're all human.
People
talk
always
about that a
talk
lot.
to me when I go do sales calls with them. I help them close business. They're like, you talk to these doctors like they're peers of yours. I'm like, well, they're just people.
Yeah.
Like,
They are just peers of mine. Like, yeah.
They went to more school than I did.
They have
right?
different skill sets than me, but yeah,
But they're just people, and they just want to have a conversation as well.
Yeah.
Don't be scared to talk to somebody because they're a doctor or a lawyer or whatever they may be. They're just people.
Yep. Totally agree with that. And so if there was, you've given us a lot of really good tidbits, but if there was one thing that business owners could do today? Like, I'm going to go implement this into my business today, whether it's a mindset, whether it's an actual activity, that a year from now they look back and go, wow, that really changed my business. What would that one thing be?
Well, I think we kind of covered it as well already. Is invest properly into your company, and that doesn't always mean financially,
Sure.
right? Invest time in it. Like at one point, I had to tell myself, I have to let go of this side of the company because I have to do this. You have to let go of things and prioritize what's most important in your business.
Mhm.
You need to figure that out first. There's always something that is the most important. You have to be able to let go of things, let people come in and help you, and then you grow. That is the only way to grow, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Totally agree with that. Awesome. Well, anything else you want to share with our audience today?
No, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me to come
Yeah,
talk.
thanks
And
for coming.
yeah, it was fun.
Got a lot of good information from you. So I hope that people actually take what they've learned and actually put it into action. That's the whole point of this. It's not just to listen and go, yeah, that'd be fun. Actually to do it. But Rick, thank you for being on here. We'll put
Yeah.
your information of the pharmacy and everything in the episode so people can look out for you. But thank you guys for being on whatever episode number this is of Level Up with Lydia. And if you guys will, we are on Instagram, so make sure you follow us. We're on Spotify. We are also on YouTube, so go subscribe to those. We'll be on Apple very shortly, maybe even by this episode. So maybe just go search for the fun of it. And feel free to comment, share, and anything you want to hear on our next episodes, or if you want to be a guest on our episodes, please comment, DM us on those as well. We'd love to hear from you guys. And again, this is Level Up with Lydia. I am Lydia, and this is Rick, and thank you so much.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Level up, level up, level up, level up, level up.